My parents adopted me when I was a child, and after taking a DNA test, my birth mom found me and now wants to reconnect. But her demands, I'm a 24-year-old man, adopted when I was just 6. I've always considered myself incredibly lucky because my adoptive parents, who were in their late 20s when they took me in, have been nothing short of amazing. They've loved and supported me like their own flesh and blood, and I've never felt like anything was missing in my life because of being adopted. Growing up, I had very limited information about my adoption. All I knew was that social services removed me from my biological family due to neglect and abuse. I don't have any memories of life before I was adopted, but I've never really dwelled on it. I never felt like I needed those missing pieces to feel complete or valued. Recently, out of simple curiosity, I decided to try one of those at-home DNA testing kits. I wasn't seeking a reunion or any deep connection. I just wanted to learn more about my genetic history, like why I was removed from my biological family, or if there were any medical issues I should know about. Honestly, I didn't expect to find anyone closely related to me, so it felt like a low-risk way to get answers. About 8 weeks after sending in the kit, I remembered to check the results. To my surprise, I matched with my biological mother, BM. She sent me a message saying she was overjoyed that I had done the test and desperately wanted to reconnect with me and the rest of my biological family. She mentioned that she had thought about me every day, that I was always loved, and even that I had a biological little brother excited to meet me, something I had no idea about. Her message was emotional and, to be honest, overwhelming. She's a complete stranger to me, and reading those words didn't stir up any feelings except discomfort. I spent a lot of time crafting a thoughtful response to BM, explaining that while I appreciated her message, I wasn't interested in forming a relationship with her or my biological family. I made it clear that the DNA test was purely informational for me. I just wanted to understand my past, maybe get some medical history, and learn why I was removed, and that was it. I apologized if my actions had given her the wrong impression. BM read my message and replied, saying she would give me all the information I wanted, but only if I agreed to meet her at a cafe to discuss our relationship further. I refused, telling her I wasn't comfortable with a face-to-face meeting. I offered a phone call as a compromise, but emphasized that all I wanted was the information, and for both of us to move on with our lives. She outright refused to provide any information unless I agreed to meet with her in person. I talked to my best friend about the situation, and she sided with BM, saying I was being unfair. She argued that by signing up for the DNA site, I had essentially opened the door to this kind of situation, and by refusing to meet BM now, I was playing mind games and leading them on. So, am I wrong for not wanting a relationship with my biological mom after signing up for the DNA testing site? Relevant comments, where OP has replied. Comment sections, paraphrased to keep flow. It's been about 9 days since I last posted, and I thought I'd give an update. After all the advice and some serious thinking, I decided to talk to my biological mom again, hoping if I explained myself better, she'd understand where I was coming from. Unfortunately, things went downhill quickly. Instead of meeting me halfway, she became more manipulative, insisting I was selfish for not wanting to meet her in person. She still refused to give me any information unless I agreed to her terms, which was a hard no for me. I've come to realize I was pretty naive to think my biological family might be decent people. After all, I was removed from their care for a reason, but I guess part of me wanted to believe people can change. Looking back, I feel kind of foolish for even starting this whole journey. It has brought up so many emotions I wasn't prepared for, and I'm feeling pretty down about the whole situation. As for my best friend, that's another disappointment. She didn't just side with my biological mom at first. She's been unsupportive through the whole mess. Even after I told her about the latest conversation, she couldn't really understand why I was so upset. She kept saying I should give them a chance and not be so harsh. It's like she doesn't get how hard this is for me, and I'm starting to feel like she never really did. After all this, I sat down with my adoptive parents and talked it over. I hadn't really opened up to them about how deeply this was affecting me, but as always, they were amazing. They were upset hearing how my biological mom was acting and reassured me none of this was my fault. They reminded me that there's a reason I was removed from that situation, and that it's not on me to fix things or make things right with people who haven't changed. Talking with them made me realize how lucky I am. My adoptive parents have always been there for me, and they made it clear that no matter what, they're my real family. Having them in my corner makes it easier to cope, even if I feel down about everything else. Looking back, I regret starting this DNA journey. It stirred up more pain than I expected, and I wish I'd left the past where it was. But at the same time, it's reminded me how blessed I am to have my adoptive parents. They're the ones who've always loved and supported me, and I couldn't ask for a better family. So that's where I'm at now, focusing on the people who truly care about me and letting go of the rest. It's not easy, but I know I'm on the right path. Thanks again to everyone who reached out. Your support has helped me feel less alone in all this.